Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. On today's episode, we take a tour of my garden. My garden is now dying. It's at the very end of the season. So most of the plants are going to seed or they are dying off. So let's take a tour. Come with me as we take a tour of this garden. In this part of the garden, this is the first bed. We have, this is cowpeas. Mbaazi. We have harvested this for the longest and it still has some seed. This one we are going to plant in the next season, and these young ones we can always eat them. Down here in the containers we have, this was supposed to be broccoli. It didn't pick up and we let it be because we planted it late in the season. Down there we add a bed of sukuma wiki. The sukuma wiki is now dying and we have a volunteer pumpkin growing there and we are letting it go. Here we have bok choy. This is a Chinese vegetable, and as you can see, we are also letting it go to seed because we are hoping to harvest some seed and plant it in the next season. Down here in these containers, we have herbs. This is parsley, both of these. This is thyme. These are chives. This is oregano. That's fennel, basil, and more fennel and basil. Up here, we have just planted Chinese cabbage. You can see it just putting on new leaves on these 4 containers. This one is fennel. We are also letting this go to seed. You can see it's overgrown. We have some bulbs there. You can eat the bulbs, but we are just letting it go to seed like we are many other crops. Down here on this old container, we have oregano. It's one of our favorite herbs. And the next garden, which is right across there, we will go there and see what we have. So here we have a container with mint. This is spearmint. This is chocolate mint. This is apple mint. Yeah, and down there, whatever is dying down there is our celery. That celery has been there for over a year now, and it's obviously going to die soon. We also have a few sukuma wiki and a mango tree which has flowered, and we hope to have some fruits soon. So we continue down here with these containers. Here we add this is called what? It's saga. That's the local name. That's what I know. And we've let it also go to seed. We will harvest these seeds and save them for planting. Here we have spinach. Also quite old but still producing, so we're not bothering it much. Here we have the slim leaf chives. We've seen another flat leaf chive there. This is a slim leaf chive. And here we have our favorite garden snacks. The tomato plant is at the very end of its life, but we still have lots of fruit. And these ones, we just eat them and take some inside. We make sauces with them. We also eat them in our salads. Down here where we have the tomatoes, actually the tomatoes are starting from this container here. We also have basil and marigold, which was a great companion plant for the tomatoes. Next we have peppers. These are our thriving plants. It will be very hard to pull this down because they are still producing well. So we have these banana peppers. They are a bit crooked, but we will eat them. And here we have bell peppers. They are still growing. Next here we have another mix. We have spinach and we have dandelion. This one we use it for juicing mostly. We juice that much. Here we have the Swiss chard. This is the colored Swiss chard. We are hoping to have this go to seed, and we are very hopeful for this particular plant because it started showing signs of going to seed, and that will help us save seeds. Down here we have the calicales. We use this one for juices also mostly, and it has very low acid, so it doesn't cause you heartburn, and that's why we like it. Yeah, down here we also have a fruit tree which is picking up, and maybe once it picks up we will not be able to plant much here, but while it's still at that stage, you are making the best use of that part of the garden. In the next container we have spring onions. These ones did very well. The containers you see here, we are trying to start some seeds, but these are spring onions. We still use them in our soups, in our stews, and actually even in our omelets. We love spring onions. Over here we have lettuce that has gone to seed. We've harvested a few of those seeds. And yeah, we are letting it continue to put on seed so that we have enough seed for the next season. Here we have purple cabbage. We never actually let our purple cabbage get here. We intercropped this one with spring onions and fennel to help with the bugs. But we've let this one grow, so we will eat it. We will have to cook this. It's a bit tough by now. We can't use it for salads. Yeah, so the next container has more dandelion. Letting it go to seed. We've harvested a few seeds. And yeah, it's still producing some leaves. Over here we have our tomato forest. We've harvested lots and lots of tomatoes from here. This was companion planted with marigolds and basil, which is here, and fennel. And that really went a long way in giving us some harvest. We've always struggled with tomatoes, but this season has been brilliant. We've harvested lots and lots of tomatoes. This is another variety of cherry tomatoes. They are plum-shaped. It's also doing well, but it's coming to an end, but we are grateful for that. Over here we have another plant. This plant is a pepino melon. You can see we have some melons. And there's a big one over here. This one is a pepino melon. We have lots of tomatoes that have fallen, but it is what it is. Yeah. Next we have onions. I bet you didn't know that onions can go to flower, and here we have some onions that have going to seed, and we will use that seed for our next season. The next container we have eggplants, garden eggs, and we will be eating this as the season comes to an end, and also harvesting seed from it. The next is also a mix. It's a mix of basil that is also going to seed. We have beets. These are beetroot. It's the root that is harvested. Then we have onions, spring onions, and a few. This is a spinach. Okay, this container was a proper mix. Down there we have beans. So I realized that bean leaves are more friendly. When you plant them, they grow faster. They are more vegetative. They give you more leaves. So we use these ones for our vegetables. We really don't care for it to go much to seed, but we harvest the leaves, and when we are happy with the harvest we've gotten, it goes to seed. But this season has totally been different, and these beans have really produced. We have lots and lots of beans. We hope to harvest lots of beans over here, and we are loving it. We will be eating the leaves and also the beans. Over there, down there, we have, that's a leek, this one. It's a big leek. We're also letting it go to seed for next season planting. So it's really huge and it's doing well. The next is also our rainbow Swiss chard, which is actually dying off. We've harvested this for the last over 5 months. We planted it in March, so we are happy. Here we have a tomato. I got this seed from the village. I think it's an indigenous seed. It's a different variety of cherry tomatoes. It's just started producing, and I hope to see what it turns out to be. Yeah, so more beans over here, and down there we have a rosemary, and we also have some marigolds inside here, and onions. All these help with the bugs and keeping the ecosystem complete, so that we can have the pollinators and all to make sure that our crops are healthy. Here we have dania, which is also turning yellow because we've been cutting it off and eating it. Yeah, so next is also a garden egg box with tiny garden eggs. Yeah, these ones didn't get as big as the others, but we are grateful we have some food. Finally, we have calicales, more calicales, and these ones are still very young and so very juicy. We love to juice those ones. Down here we have seedlings. Down here we have seedlings. We've started our seeds over there. And here, this used to be our seedling bed. Most of our seedlings have grown from this container, and you can see the remnants. These are peppers, lettuce, more peppers, more peppers. There's one even that has produced already over here. And here we have asparagus. We've started our asparagus in a container. We hope to get it down some space. Yeah, I'm told this one takes 2 years before I can get the spears to eat. And on the other end, I have lettuce. Here I have my rainbow Swiss chard. I'm continuing to eat it as long as it lasts. And this herb that looks quite generous is Artemisia wormwood. So we have 2 types of Artemisia. This is the one that is not as dark green as the other one. The other one is really dark green. Down there, we have lavender. That's lavender. This is a lemon balm herb. It's all over. Here we have tarragon and more lemon balm down here. The herbs are doing their best. And this container we have bok choy. This is almost ready for eating, and more tomatoes. More snacks for our gardeners. Over here we have containers with spinach, and down there we have more kales, which are transplanted with borage and marigolds and terere. Terere is what? Amaranthus, yeah. Also have a big sugar cane over here, and our dying tomato crop. We will bring that down soon. Yeah, down here there's the banana, and below the banana we have more vegetables, more fruits. These are gooseberries. Yeah, we have some fruits over here. And here we have parsley. It's parsley and more tomatoes, another variety of cherry tomatoes. Next we have managu. Managu is black nightshade. Yes, whatever. I don't know whether it's nightshade actually. That's managu. Here we have this is what are they called again? Radish. This is radish, and this is how it looks. Still very healthy. We'll be harvesting this one soon for our salads. Here we have more peppers, more varieties of peppers. They are not doing their very best because the sun is really hot and the season is coming to an end. Yeah, so more bok choy. Bok choy is loved by pests, it's loved by insects, but we survive. Us and the insects have something to eat at the end of the day. Yeah, the next place is here. And in this container, we have 3 plants. We have this strawberry. It's not producing yet. It's a new plant. We have this turmeric. And we also have this managu that has gone to seed. We are letting these seeds grow so that you can harvest them and plant them in the next season. This is more basil. We love basil so much, and we are having it flowering, going to seed. Once basil starts to flower, the taste changes, so we just let it be. We don't eat it as much. That bed is dying, and whatever is there is just volunteer crops. We had actually let it rest, but the crops volunteered and I let them be. So we are going to be planting these in a week or 2. This is celery. Yeah, more celery. And this other side, we have, this is a volunteer pumpkin. I don't know where it will go to, but just let it be. And here I have more celery, spinach, more peppers, more peppers, different varieties of peppers, more spinach. And here this is loose leaf lettuce for salads. And here we have spinach, and finally some more oregano. Down here we have garlic. This is garlic growing there, and up here we have, these are beans, bush beans, and this is lemon balm. Yeah, I think we've come to the end of this part of the garden tour, and thank you so much for hanging out with us. See you next time.